The Matadors love its newest Texas Tech store, offering the official Wreck-'em Tech shirt of the Saddle Tramps. Together, the Matador and the Saddle Tramps are ready to gear you up for Texas Tech football. Buy your Wreck-'em Tech shirt at the Matador for only $15 and feel proud that you are supporting the Saddle Tramps and Texas Tech. Start a new tradition. Stop at the corner and shop the Matador, or shop online at shopthematador.com.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Matador Express. I'm your host, Everett.
And I'm Gaytan.
There's a lot of excitement going around in Lubbock this weekend, not just because tonight's Halloween, but tomorrow the Red Raiders are going to take on their in-state rival Texas Longhorns at 6:30 p.m. And it's going to be on Fox Sports 1. The Red Raiders are coming into this weekend off of a pretty brutal beatdown last week in Fort Worth. They got beat 82-27 against by the Texas Christian Horned Frogs, who are now ranked number 10 in the nation and on the road against West Virginia this weekend. Diego, Tech started pretty fast in that game. They scored 3 or 4 times real quick in the first quarter, and it looked like it was going to be a shootout, but they ended up losing pretty bad. They weren't able to score very much in the second half. What do you think went wrong?
Well, after halftime, it seems like Tech always slows down.
Mm-hmm.
They just seem to get tired. And when the defense gets tired, they let TCU score more points, and that puts even more pressure on the offense to respond. So that pressure, I think, is really affecting the offense and responding back when the defense isn't, getting those sacks or interceptions that they need to get.
Yeah, a big problem that happened early in the first half even that I think kind of was a sign of what was to come in the second half. The defense had like 3 drives in a row where they would stop TCU, make them force a punt, and then TCU they got a pass interference call on a fake punt. They got a roughing the punter call where the defense had gotten themselves off the field, and then right after that they were back on the field because of some sort of miscue, or there was one where Davis Webb fumbled the ball. So it was keeping the defense out there, not giving them any resting time. So by the time the second half rolled around, they were gassed, and you had several walk-ons coming in and playing in the game, which is never good when you have a high-powered offense like TCU they're facing off against.
And this week, Coach Kingsbury and several Tech players have talked about how important it is to move on and focus on Texas, saying they can't let the Horned Frogs beat them twice. So, how do you think Tech will do this weekend in the Lone Star game?
A lot of people, they're picked in Vegas. I think the betting odds are Texas is supposed to win by 5 points now. But I'm really pretty confident that Texas is going to come out and win this game. VJ Fehoko was at the Monday press conference with the Tech players, and he just the tone of his voice is very angry and upset, which is understandable after giving up so many points as a defensive player. So I think they're going to use that passion. It's always a big game, obviously, when you play Texas. They're going to use that passion. They're going to come out and they're just going to release all that anger against the Longhorns. One big thing that happened in that TCU game near the end was Davis Webb getting hurt. How do you think? Do you think he's going to be able to play this weekend? And if not, do you think the Red Raiders stand a chance with Mahomes in there?
Well, I think he'll play this weekend. He's had those ankle problems throughout the whole season, so I think he'll play. Mahomes, I don't think they would win with him just because he doesn't have that experience. Mm-hmm. It's all about experience, and this is a big game here, and that's going to come in as a factor if he does play.
Yeah, like I said, Tech and UT are going to kick off at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. Cliff said it's always really exciting to have a night game, and there's going to be a lot of unofficial visits for recruits for the Red Raiders here this weekend, so they can see that atmosphere at Jones AT&T Stadium. If you're not able to make it out to the stadium, the game is going to be broadcast on Fox Sports 1.
And the Texas Tech soccer team wrapped up its 2014 regular season with 2 more wins over Baylor and Iowa State. The Red Raiders will wait until final games of NCAA season are played this weekend and then find out their seeding in the Big 12 soccer tournament.
Yeah, the soccer team ended up, after losing some of those early Big 12 games, it looked like they were maybe going down a path of not making the playoffs, but they came back strong, won 4 games in a row to end the season. So hopefully, they're hoping this year's the first year they have a seed in the NCAA tournament. We had a rare fall chance to watch the Tech baseball team play this past couple of weeks. They scrimmaged in their annual Red and Black series. So, the Red Raiders coming off, obviously, a big deal last year over the summer. They make their first College World Series appearance, and Coach Tadlock's only second year coaching. I know it's a small sample size. You only went to a game or two during this 5-game series, But what do you think Tech's chances are of making it back to Omaha this year?
Well, they got a lot of returning players. We got Eric Gutierrez, Steven Smith, Dominic Moreno, Corey Taylor. All these guys have the experience and know how to get there. And after watching them, the Tech's pitching staff has a lot of depth.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if we get into those late innings and it's a close game, we can put in Moreno. He shuts it down. And we also got speed with Zach Davis. I mean, that guy is fast. So I think they can get back to Omaha next year.
Yeah, it was cool. Earlier this week, right? The Tech baseball team got their College World Series rings. So you saw a bunch of the players showing them off on Twitter. And I really think, like you said, I mean, you've got so many returning players. Plus, I mean, Tadlock's done an incredible job recruiting. That may be one of his best talents is recruiting players. And so they've got even some young freshmen that have been in the fall series that have been shutting people out in the 2 or 3 innings they pitched in games. So I mean, it's very possible, I think, that this team is even better than the one that made it to the College World Series last year, which is pretty exciting for Tech fans. That wraps up this week's episode of Matador Express. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.